Hey guys, it's Caden. Welcome to another Autism Digest interview, where today we have someone really amazing. He's the runner-up of American Idol Season 4, with Carrie Underwood being the winner. He was the runner-up of that season. He's been in the music industry since the 90s. He's worked with several notable Southern rock musicians, including Leonard Skinner and the Allman Brothers, two bands of which my parents grew up with. And he has a brother on the autism spectrum. He is Bo Bice. Thanks for coming on, Bo.
Hi, how are you doing, Caden?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Just out on the road today, making our way up north, and just enjoying the bus ride.
Yeah, that definitely sounds fun. Let's begin. I think a lot of people might remember you from Idol. That show got millions of viewers, especially around the time of season 4. But for those that may not know you, do you mind telling us your story in your own words?
Sure. Well, I've been playing music since I was very young, and it just was something that was in my blood, and I've always loved. And so, as you do when you have a passion for something, it kind of leads you into different aspects in life. And so for me, it took me not only in the side of performing and playing music, but I also worked at a guitar store managing it for about 5 years. And that's what I was doing when I was on the show, was playing music at night and managing a guitar store during the day. And at Caden, really, it was just a bet from my mom about going on the show. She bet I wouldn't go down there and try out. I bet she wouldn't go with me. So it ended up working out well for both of us. I really believe, I wouldn't have done that well on that season of American Idol if it hadn't been for Ricky Minor and the band. Once they added that element to the show, for me, coming from performing with bands, it just made it a lot easier.
I absolutely agree. And as I was telling you before the show, it's definitely amazing that you were able to work with such legendary musicians as the Allman Brothers that early on in your career. That's definitely impressive. My next question for you is, you have a brother on the spectrum. Do you mind telling us what that experience was like, growing up with someone on the spectrum?
Well, I have a family member who is on the spectrum, and I feel that it's really some of the greatest assets that do come along with being on the spectrum is, the love and appreciation of art, creativity. He's big into music as well. Very, very accomplished piano player. So, those kind of things, I think a lot of the times get left out when people are talking about autism or Asperger's or things like that, because, people just look at it as something that's difficult. And there are a lot of wonderful things that do come with being on the scale.
I absolutely agree. I really like what you said about how there's a lot of good things about autism, but people choose to think of it as a problem because of some preconceived notions. There's been a lot of historical figures that have been on the spectrum for decades. Einstein, he was on the spectrum, was still able to revolutionize scientific theory. Temple Grandin, he was on the spectrum, was able to do things with animals. As controversial as he is, Kanye, he's on the spectrum. He has his own controversies, but one thing I respect about him is his ability to create some of the most unique musical concepts. So I really like what you're saying about how there are assets to autism that are definitely beneficial. My next question for you is, as a family member to someone on the spectrum, what is your advice to parents or caregivers that may not know what to do when their child is first diagnosed?
Well, I think any family member, Caden, who is experiencing either the the diagnosis of Asperger's or autism, it can be confusing. So just to find and get as much knowledge as you can about it, find out as much, and so you truly have an understanding. There are certain things that do have to do with autism that some people don't realize. Sometimes I'm a joker. I like to fool around. Sometimes my jokes can fall a little bit short, right? Because the sense of I would say, I guess, there's no gray. It's very black and white. And so those kind of things, of having that understanding for either it be a family member or if you're going through it yourself, it's something that I think you'll find that if you're just very compassionate and understanding with whoever you're dealing with, you get a clearer understanding of who they are and what autism is and how to move forward with that relationship and develop a better relationship with you.
I absolutely agree. I really like what you said about compassion. I think not just with families dealing with autism, but with friends, teachers, employers. It's all about having compassion for people's situations and not judging anyone by standards. I was diagnosed when I was 2 years old. People questioned my capabilities because at the time I was diagnosed, which was 2006. I'm 21 years old now. There were a lot of misconceptions and misunderstandings about autism, but I think with today's research, we were able to understand that there's so much more to autism than just what you see in the movies or what you see on social media. Yeah, so I really like what you said. My last question for you is, how can the music industry help further neurodiversity initiatives?
Well, I think that you pointed out a very good, situation there with Kanye. I think there are a lot of people that are out there in the industry who probably are somewhat on the spectrum. They have learned to utilize that as a tool, right, to help that work for them. And so that's one of the things that I think, as far as in the music business, there have been a lot of individuals who have brought a lot to the table when it comes to art, again, music, production, science, mathematics. So again, just in music, I really do. I feel like people that are on the spectrum have a very clear understanding of a lot of those things that I just talked about, and I think that that's a beneficial part of autism and Asperger's, that should be at the forefront, because it isn't something that should be a stigma. I agree with you, and I don't think in the music industry that it's a stigma or held in any way that.
I absolutely agree. I really like that. I think with any industry, as you said, it definitely shouldn't be thought of as a stigma. I think we should focus on the talents that anyone can bring to the table, no matter the situation. Anyways, that's going to do it for this interview. Thank you so much to Bo for coming on today and sharing his perspectives on things. If you guys want to see more amazing interviews, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the Autism Digest channel. Be sure to stay tuned for our next issue that comes out next month. And stay tuned for the audio file to be posted on our Spotify. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.